These are my top 10 things to do in Shinjuku, Tokyo. Number 1 is the Tokyo Metropolitan Building. This is actually west of Shinjuku Station, about 10 minutes walking or so, and it actually is a free observatory. The building itself is 243 meters with 2 different towers to view from. It was actually the tallest building in Tokyo until 2007, and you can see many major landmarks such as the Tokyo Skytree, Tokyo Tower, you can see Meiji Shrine in Ryogi Park, and even Mount Fuji on a clear day. I always love to first get a vantage and viewpoint of a neighborhood and city that I'm visiting, and the Tokyo Metropolitan Building is perfect for that. It shows just how massive and vast Tokyo is. There's skyscrapers and buildings as far as the eye can see, but let's move on to number 2. Number 2 is the giant 3D cat screen. It is located right next to Shinjuku Station, so it's very easy to visit and check off your list. It was actually installed in 2021, and it's well known for its cool 3D visuals, including the cat and some other things that you can check out. Next is Omoide Yokocho. This is also located right next to Shinjuku Station, and it's a great place to visit, especially at night. Omoide Yokocho literally means memory lane, but it's famous for the nickname Piss Alley because I think long ago, when this place was still around, people would drink, and I don't think there were any bathrooms, so they maybe find like a little place in the alley to pee. That's not the case anymore, so don't worry, there's no nasty smells. The only smell you'll smell is going to be maybe grilled food, because this area is famous for about 80 different establishments in a tight little alley that has a Showa, Japan theme, which is really cool and unique, a really cool aesthetic that I love experiencing in Japan and Tokyo specifically. And it's going to be very busy. It's definitely foreign, tourist friendly, but I think it's still really cool. Be warned that it's mostly cash only. Find a little bar, the little tabletop without that much space. Get a drink, maybe get some food, and just soak in the unique vibes in Omoide Yokocho. Next is arguably my favorite place in all of Shinjuku and possibly all of Tokyo. Maybe I should have saved it for last, but here it is. Shinjuku Gyoen. Shinjuku Gyoen is a massive garden and park right in Shinjuku, and it is absolutely beautiful. It's very big. You can easily spend not whole day, but maybe half a day walking around, because there are a variety of different gardens, including a Japanese garden, a Chinese garden, English garden, French garden. There's even a tea house that you can visit and drink some tea, and a greenhouse as well to see some different sort of flora on display. It's beautiful, especially if you can come here for cherry blossom season, although it will be very busy, but the magic is out of this world. It does cost 500 yen to enter, but it is well worth the price for how big it is and how magical and amazing this park and garden is in Tokyo. It is also closed on Mondays, except for the cherry blossom season, I believe. Or if there is a national holiday on a Monday, it'll be closed that following day. So make sure you check the hours before you go. And a pro little tip is there is an amazing little bakery right next to the garden called Marbre Bakery, I believe. It has delicious teas and cakes and pastries and desserts. Really kind owner as well. Great way to add a nice little fun activity to visiting the magical Shinjuku Gyoen. Next is Kabukicho. This is a famous, or dare I say infamous, area in Shinjuku because it is famous as being the red light district of this neighborhood. It's visually really cool. There's lots of lights, lots of maybe not just neon, but digital screens, and lots of fun little buildings and stuff like that. But it is definitely a little seedy, especially at night, and maybe seedy is an understatement. I actually recommend you be a little bit on alert while being here. Nothing terrible is going to happen to you, but some touts might try and get you to come into their establishment. I recommend that you do not, because there are some shady places that'll have people trying to lure you in, and maybe there'll be a really big cover charge you're unaware of. The drinks will be overpriced, or the worst stories I've heard has been people been drugged and been stolen from, essentially, and even worse things happen than that. So don't be terrified to visit. Just be a little bit on alert, or maybe go before it gets too late in the night, because it's still a very cool, unique place to explore in Shinjuku, with some other notable attractions in and around it as well that we'll talk about here, including the Godzilla head. Now, Godzilla is a massively famous part of Japanese culture and cinema history as well, so it's really cool to see them pay an homage to it here in Shinjuku. Specifically at the end of Godzilla Road, you will see the massive Godzilla head looking down from above you. It's almost kind of unsettling if you don't realize, well, of course you realize, but if you almost forget that it's, just a piece of architecture and not a real monster. It was unveiled in 2015 and it is 50 meters tall, which is the same height as Godzilla was, I think, in the original depiction. It's located on the Shinjuku Toho building, and there's another cool attraction right nearby it as well, which is Kabukicho Tower. This is one of the newest attractions and places of interest built in Shinjuku, and you should definitely check it out. It's a 48-story skyscraper that opened in 2023, which is built to an impressive height of 225 meters. Inside, it is filled with various forms of entertainment, including an arcade floor. I believe there's a cinema as well, and there's also a really cool kabuki-style entertainment hall. Next is Golden Gai. Golden Gai is located pretty much on the outskirts or just outside of Kabukicho. There's actually a pro tip, a really cool little walking trail that takes you from like the outskirts of Kabukicho, but through more of like a quieter, it's not so quiet anymore, but kind of more like lush, little sidewalk cutting in between the city, where there's lots of plants around you. And there's actually a public bathroom, which I think is pretty rare for Tokyo. And if you keep on going down this path, it'll take you right to the entrance of Golden Gai, which is similar to Omoide Yokocho in certain ways, but it's much bigger. There are 6 or 7 different alleys, amounting to a total of 200 izakaya, which are like Japanese style bars. It is such a vibe, and there are so many places to choose from with cool little themes and styles and designs, and all these bars are tiny. Some have more seating in the upstairs, some serve food downstairs or upstairs, some have different themes, like I said, like karaoke as well. It's definitely touristy as well, but this place has been around for a long time, and it still has a lot of Japanese clientele. So be respectful, don't be too much of a nuisance, but have a good time. It's great to take some photos and stuff too, and just really soak in the vibe, whether you're going to go in and drink or just want to like walk around and see visually a really enticing place here in Shinjuku. But also be warned, many have cover charges and many of the drinks are expensive, so it's not a place to go for a cheap night out, but I recommend visiting a couple bars, and maybe don't go crazy with the drinks if you're trying to save a yen or two or 100 yen or two, but don't miss it. Next is Hanazono Shrine. Hanazono Shrine is located just across the street from Golden Gai, so you can kind of make this cool little network of exploring if you take that path, go to Golden Gai, and then go to Hanazono Shrine. Or I guess you could do it vice versa during the day too. But anyway, Hanazono Shrine is a really beautiful Shinto shrine. It's actually the first Shinto shrine I ever visited in Japan when I was studying abroad back in 2017. So for me, it's very special, and I think it's really beautiful. It's an Inari shrine, which is actually the same kind of shrine as the famous Fushimi Inari in Kyoto. It was said to have been built in the middle of the 17th century, so before, or at least during the early part of the Edo period, I believe. So it's very historic. I think it was slightly relocated, but it was originally built in that time. It's really beautiful. It's a nice quiet pocket in the modern metropolis of Shinjuku, and I just love, in even like the biggest neighborhood in the biggest Japanese city, you can still go to these beautiful traditional places and escape, not the madness per se, but escape, the metropolis. I love it. Don't miss it. Next is the Shinjuku Batting Center. This is a really cool place that is just so much fun. It makes me feel like a little bit like I'm a kid again, but maybe because I went to batting cages when I was younger. But it's really fun. It's also kind of like a fun little date spot too. I really recommend. Or you go with your friends and check it out. It's just a batting center, but it has a really cool retro vibe. It's also in Kabukicho, but you can go. There's some arcade games inside. Make sure you have a lot of 100 yen coins on you, because for 25 balls, it's about 300 yen or so. It's about $2. It's really fun, great little thing to do while you're out and about in Tokyo and Shinjuku, and a fun little experience, especially if you like going out at night but you don't always want to, get your drink on. Which, if that's the case, you should also consider karaoke. I will not put it on this list, but karaoke in Japan is top tier, and it's super fun for any night out. And for my honorable mention, kind of like my unofficial number 11, is shopping. Shinjuku is amazing for shoppers. Maybe it's not as good, it's definitely, in my opinion, not as good as some other neighborhoods for like the quirky little hole in the wall, really unique like knick-knack kind of stores, or I don't know, things like this. But it does have a really good like mainstay Japanese brands, a bunch of department stores that are really good, such as Lumine right at the station. You have the Marui building. You have a big camera, which is like an electronics store combined with a Daiso in the same like department store, not the whole, like not the shops combined, but the whole department store. Daiso is like a Japanese 100 yen store, so it's like their dollar store, but there's so many cool little fun things you can get there as well. They also have GU, and GU is like a sister brand to Uniqlo. GU is like a more budget version of that, and they have really cool, fashionable stuff there as well. I love shopping at GU. They have a massive Don Quixote, which you probably are familiar with, but Don Quixote is like Japanese Walmart, but crazy, quirky, very overly stimulating. This one's very busy, but it's definitely worth checking out while you're in the area. And of course, Isetan, which is a very famous department store where they sell all kinds of things. In the bottom, the basement floor, I believe, they have a really nice like food vendor market. They have these places all over Tokyo too, with great like little underground food vendor markets. But this one's really good, I think. And then you can buy your stuff, take it to the rooftop, which is free. And there's a nice little garden there, and you can get some nice city views while you eat your food. So all in all, this kind of like shopper's experience, it's really worth doing while exploring Shinjuku, if you have the time and you're into it. So those are my top things to do in Shinjuku. Shinjuku, yeah, it's my favorite neighborhood, guys. To be honest, I was living here when I was studying abroad back in 2017, and it just has everything. To me, it's the heart of Tokyo, which Tokyo is a city of cities. I can make a top things to do list for each different neighborhood. I'll probably more than likely make a neighborhood guide sometime in the future. But I'm always thinking there's another neighborhood I should visit to add to the guide, because it would be like 2 hours long, because there's so many cool areas to check out in Tokyo besides just Shinjuku, because Tokyo truly is a city of cities. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. Let me know if you're going to do any of these in Shinjuku. Have you been to Shinjuku? Are you going to Tokyo soon? Let me know in the comments as well. Thanks so much. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.